It was pouring rain that night in downtown Seattle. The kind that soaks through your coat in seconds and turns every alley into a slick, shadowy trap. I stepped forward, positioning myself between Sophia Harper and the 5 hulking figures closing in around us. My pulse hammered in my ears, but my voice came out steady. "Back off," I said quietly. The leader, a mountain of a man named Victor Morales, sneered at first, his eyes narrowing in the dim streetlight. "You think you're some kind of hero, Brooks." But the moment I gave my full name, Ryan Brooks, his whole face changed. The aggression drained away, replaced by shock, then something close to reverence. He froze. Sophia trembled behind me, her usual confidence shattered. And Brandon Ellis, the manager who had dragged us into this mess, stood there looking utterly confused, his designer suit already drenched. He had no idea what was about to happen. None of us did. Really. But that single moment cracked open my entire carefully built facade. My name is Ryan Brooks. I'm 36 now, living what looks like a normal life in Seattle. I work at Pacific Trade Solutions, a modest international trading firm handling deals between companies across the Pacific Rim. Suits, spreadsheets, endless emails. On the surface, I'm just another guy pushing papers. But my past is a different story, one I've buried deep because some truths are too heavy to carry openly. I grew up in a rough neighborhood on the south side of Seattle, the kind where survival meant fists first and questions later. My dad was gone early. Mom worked double shifts, and I was left to navigate the streets alone. By 15, I was running with the wrong crowd, fighting almost daily. I was average height, nothing special to look at, but I had this relentless fire inside. No one could outlast me in a scrap. People learned not to mess with me. I had run-ins with the law, nothing too serious at first, but enough to put me on a dangerous path. Then Officer Daniel Harper entered my life. He was the beat cop who pulled me aside one night after a street brawl. "You need to be kinder to people, Ryan," he told me, his weathered face full of genuine concern. "You're becoming a man now. There's a better way." Daniel didn't lecture. He listened. He talked me down from rage more times than I can count, steered me away from dead-end choices. He was the calm in my storm. One evening, he mentioned the military as a real option, a structure, purpose, a way out. I had never considered it, but his words stuck. I enlisted in the Army right after high school. My physical endurance caught attention fast. They tapped me for advanced training, pushing me through Ranger School and eventually into Special Operations. Those years forged me. Missions took me to places most people never see, high-stakes extractions, reconnaissance in hostile territory. I rose through the ranks, leading my own team. The adrenaline was addictive, but it also gave me purpose for the first time. I studied languages, tactics, leadership. I became someone useful. But after over a decade of that intensity, I craved quiet. The constant deployments wore on me. I retired honorably and landed the job at Pacific Trade Solutions. Mr. Harrison, the president, saw something in my background, my ability to handle tense negotiations and discreet dealings with international partners. He hired me as an analyst but also quietly as informal security when needed. Wearing a suit every day felt strange at first, but the routine grounded me. Predictable hours. No life-or-death decisions. I liked it. The only real problem was Brandon Ellis. Younger than me, Taller, with that Ivy League swagger. He never missed a chance to remind everyone of his prestigious degree. "Hey, you're the high school guy, right?" he'd say with that condescending smile. "Must have been your first real job at your age. Bet life was pretty rough before this." His words grated, but I kept my cool. I'd faced worse than office jabs in the field. Sophia Harper was my direct supervisor. Senior manager. Kind, patient, strikingly beautiful with warm eyes and a vibrant laugh that lit up meetings. She reminded me of Daniel, calming presence, gentle guidance. It wasn't until months in that I learned she was Daniel's daughter. That connection made protecting her feel personal. Brandon had his sights on her. Relentlessly. He'd corner her with dinner invitations, accidental touches. Sophia tried to stay professional, but discomfort showed. One day, Brandon stormed over while Sophia and I reviewed a project. Having fun with my Sophia, he snarled, slamming my desk. He dumped piles of extra work on me and stalked off. Sophia looked worried. Is this okay? I shrugged. Compared to special ops, paperwork was nothing. But the social rules of office life were new territory. Sophia helped patiently setting meetings, navigating politics. Brandon's jealousy grew. Every time Sophia joined me on client visits, he'd glare. I intervened once when he grabbed her arm. She's uncomfortable, I said low. Brandon swung at me. It barely registered. I faked pain to avoid escalation. He smirked, thinking he'd won. But I kept stepping in to shield Sophia. My interventions led to reprimands. Brandon fed stories to the department head. I apologized, biting my tongue for Sophia and Mr. Harrison's sake. Work piled higher, late nights became routine. Sophia worried, often staying to help. One evening, after hours, she smiled at the clock. It's too late. Let's grab dinner and share a cab. Her excitement was endearing. We ate, talked easily, forgetting work briefly. As we left, I went for a taxi. Her scream pierced the night. I sprinted back. Sophia was surrounded by 5 large men near the restaurant entrance. What do you think you're doing? I demanded, stepping between them and her. The leader, Victor, shoved forward. We'll deal with you later. Miss, come with us. When he grabbed for her, I brushed his hand away firmly. His eyes blazed. You know who I am? Victor Morales. I run these streets. Victor was no average thug. Pacific Trade Solutions had warned about his crew, young, organized, dangerous. But I'd faced deadlier. It didn't matter who he was. If he touched her, I'd stop him. His fist flew fast. I deflected, but the hit landed hard. These guys knew combat. I grabbed Sophia's hand, trying to break through, but they cut us off. From the shadows, a familiar voice rang out. What are you waiting for? Finish him. Brandon emerged, smug grin wide. You think you're a hero? Stay away from my Sophia. He had set this trap, paying Victor to scare us, me especially, while pretending innocence. The situation turned dire. 5 skilled opponents. Sophia frozen in fear beside me. My mind raced for exits, but none appeared. Then Victor's face clicked, familiar from years ago. I took the chance. Victor? Victor Morales. He frowned, irritated. Yeah. What about it? I pressed. I'm Ryan Brooks. His eyes widened in shock. Color drained from his face. Ryan Brooks. The tough act crumbled. I'm sorry, didn't know it was you. He barked at his crew. Apologize. Now. They mumbled apologies. Stunned. Sophia stopped trembling. Shock overriding fear. Brandon gaped, sputtering. What the hell is going on? Victor kept apologizing profusely. Brandon yelled at him to attack anyway. Victor whirled on Brandon. Shut up. You have no idea who this is. Ryan Brooks used to run these streets. I owe him everything. Someone like you doesn't get to talk down to him. Before Daniel Harper saved me, I had walked a dark road. Anger ruled me. Fights built my reputation fast. Victor was younger then, a scrappy kid seeking a mentor. He latched on, calling himself my disciple. Reluctantly, I looked out for him. That bond gave me my first taste of responsibility. Reuniting here, like this, felt surreal. Brandon raged on, ignoring the shift. Who cares about the past? You work for me, do it. Victor's glare turned icy. Brandon panicked, pulling a switchblade, lunging wildly. Years of training kicked in. I sidestepped easily, disarmed him, gripped his wrist. Is this how a manager acts? I growled. Brandon shrieked. Stay away from my Sophia. But Victor's crew stayed unmoved. I released him. Brandon stumbled, hatred burning. You'll pay for this. He fled into the night. Sophia looked at me, astonishment mixing with curiosity. The weight of my past pressed heavy. But I owed her truth. Sophia, I didn't want you finding out like this. My life wasn't always something to be proud of. As we talked, I shared how Daniel Harper mentored me, turned me around. Her face softened with understanding. It was you, she whispered, smiling. Dad always talked about the young man he helped. You're exactly as he described, kind, straightforward. Hearing Daniel spoke well of me hit emotionally. Despite my trouble, he saw potential. Victor approached, remorseful. Ryan,
I'm truly sorry.
You've become a good man. Let me drive you both home. Grateful. We accepted. In the car, Sophia's curiosity surfaced. You must have seen incredible things.
Do you?
Still train? Muscles or something? I chuckled. Daily routines. Low body fat. Decent shape. Her fear lifted. Spirits rising. Victor dropped Sophia safely. Then me. If you need anything, Ryan, say the word. And watch Brandon, he holds grudges. Troubling, but expected. Next morning, Brandon grabbed my jacket, whispering threats. Yesterday was a mistake. I'm not scared of you. He boasted about college ties to Victor. But it was clear he was just a tag-along seeking status. Fed up, I called Victor on speaker. About yesterday? Victor confirmed. Brandon paid us to rough you up. His fake gang leader act is a nuisance. Brandon paled, trying to end the call. Too late, colleagues overheard. Mr. Harrison arrived. Disappointed. Brandon stammered apologies. Demoted on the spot from manager to regular employee. Punishment fit his recklessness. The days after were tense. Brandon stopped his demands, but flinched whenever our eyes met, like he expected retaliation. He rarely spoke to me, but one afternoon approached nervously yet smugly. You're the high school grad, right? Can you handle French? A client needed urgent translation. Brandon assumed I'd fail. What he didn't know, special forces required fluency in multiple languages. French included for overseas ops. I took the calls smoothly, negotiating fluently. Staff watched in admiration. Brandon stood slack-jawed. Isn't this normal? I asked.
Confused. For me,
second nature after missions abroad. But it shocked everyone. Brandon, the self-proclaimed educated elite, struggled with basic French himself. His earlier attempts had been incoherent. My reputation soared. His plummeted. Employees who'd feared him now chuckled at his incompetence. He retreated, humiliated. I caught him later harassing a new female colleague. She looked distressed, echoing Sophia's past discomfort. This isn't what it looks like, he stammered when he saw me. I fixed him with a steady gaze. I'm still in touch with Victor. His crew's keeping an eye on you. That's why no more trouble. Brandon collapsed, shaking, strength gone. In following weeks, Real change emerged. He dropped arrogance, occasionally praised others. Old habits lingered. He'd glance my way, sweating when eyes met, but progress showed. He understood reform was necessary. Years passed. Sophia married, advanced her career elsewhere. I earned promotion to manager, unimaginable when I started blending into civilian life. Brandon? Now my team's chief analyst. His shift is remarkable, considerate, reliable, skills matching claimed potential. This journey taught me deeply. Daniel Harper's guidance. Witnessing Brandon's growth, they reinforce that people change when given space. The world improves through second chances. Special Forces exposed humanity's dark side. Nightmares still haunt some nights. But it revealed resilience too. Capacity for transformation in everyone. My modest hope, fewer conflicts, more understanding. Naive for my background. But Daniel and Sophia encouraged holding hope amid adversity. I maintained ties with Daniel's family, bond beyond work. Reminder of one person's impact. I can't change the world alone. But shifting perspectives, seeing potential over labels, makes my experiences worthwhile. Labels like high school grad, ex-street fighter, manager don't define us. Military skills, now mentor teams, bridge backgrounds. My past is part of me, but a tool now for spotting potential where others see flaws. Ripple positive change, person by person. As sun sets on another office day, I pack up. City lights remind of countless stories unfolding. Each person carries past struggles, growth potential. Walking home, I smile. Life's unexpected path, from street shadows to office harmony. Constant belief every person deserves redemption chance. Unlocking my door, anticipation fills me. Tomorrow brings another opportunity, no matter small. Isn't that real heroism? Brandon's early post-emotion behavior included subtle sabotage attempts when I was absent, but team loyalty shifted entirely toward fairness. No one followed his old commands anymore. His isolation forced introspection. One quiet afternoon, he approached hesitantly during lunch.
Ryan.
About everything. I was wrong. College made me think I was better. Didn't see real strength until that night. I nodded, giving space. No lectures, just presence. Over months, he sought feedback. Improved analyses genuinely.
Client noticed reliability.
Mr. Harrison observed quietly, later acknowledging subtle turnaround. Sophia's occasional visits reinforced positivity. She shared Daniel's pride in both our growths. My physique maintenance, daily training, disciplined diet keeping me lean and capable, occasionally surfaced in light team banter, humanizing me further without bragging. Legal realities grounded events. HR documented harassment formally, ensuring compliance with U.S. workplace laws. No retaliation fears lingered once accountability set. As manager, I mentored Brandon directly, using ops-honed leadership for guidance. His growth became team inspiration. Looking out at harmonious office, pride swelled. Not just personal journey, but collective. Past no longer defines, it equips me to foster understanding. Walking home nightly, city alive with possibilities. I ponder, if one overlooked person can spark change in another, how many more stories await second chances? The question lingers, what if we all extended that grace?